David McFadden at the U23 World Championships. Talking about this experience overall, kind of what your thoughts were on your performance.
A little disappointed, obviously. I let a match slip away from me. Had him dead to rights. I didn't really sleep last night thinking about it. It was tough. I felt great. This was the best I've ever felt. My training was there. My preparation was there. Everything was kind of in line, and I had a tough kid in the quarterfinals, and I got a 5-point lead on him. And I got away from my game plan, and my first 2 matches I was super offensive the whole time, from start to finish. And I started out hot, finished the first period hot, opened up right away hot on the kid, and kind of flustered him and got up 5 points. And then I just hit like a mental roadblock and shut down my offense. And 5 points, I was like, instead of just keep doing what I was doing. If I gave up a takedown, get another takedown. That was kind of my mentality, but my brain, I just shut off, and I had a brain lapse for about 1 minute and 15, and it cost me, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. And it was tough, but it's got to learn from it. Nothing I could do about it right now. I kind of left it up in the fate's hand, and the guy lost in the semis, so it is what it is, and get back to work, and that's all I can really do.
Have you watched the match, or has it just been replaying in your head?
No, I didn't watch it. I know Frank watched it a couple times. It hurts. I probably won't watch it. I know exactly what happened. Maybe I'll go back and watch it to learn for some things, but I gotta let the healing set in a little bit. It was tough. It's completely on me. Just kind of shut off, but yeah, it's a tough match to think about, and kept me up all last night. Just kept it replaying in my head, and that's what it is.
The hands to the face stuff. Did that get in your mind a little bit?
No,
during that sequence?
No, he was poking me in the eye a lot. I'm surprised that the refs didn't hit him again, because it was deliberate, and it wasn't like he would touch me once. He would touch it, the ref wouldn't call it, and he'd go right back to it. And it was like constant, and I thought they were going to hit him again, but I don't think the ref wanted to call it just that late in the match and kind of decide the match on a hands to the face. And I shouldn't have worried about it too much. If I scored more points, it wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have had to hang on. And yeah, I guess in college they're calling hands to the face a lot, so I'm not really gonna put that into my game tactic or anything, but I do think he was getting his hands in my face, but it's not something that I should have looked for a point. I should have just not got flustered and kept my offense going.
How do you bounce back from something like this?
Yeah, well, these next 2 days are going to be rough. Watching from the stands, I don't think I've not made it to the last day of a tournament since my freshman year at Fargo's, and I've wrestled in the biggest stages in college, the biggest stages in high school. So, it kind of brings you back a little bit, and obviously, I'm going to be cheering for my teammates, everyone, I want them to do good, I want them all to win, I'm going to be there supporting them, and, it's what I have to do in my role now. And it's going to be tough though watching, and luckily it's just the beginning of my season, which makes it a little easier. It stings right now, but I have Vegas title that I can capture in less than 2 weeks actually, so just kind of get back on my routine, get back just in the swing of things, and just really focus on folk style. I got some work to do in some areas, and I thought I wrestled overall decently, and I'm excited now. I'm itching. I want to wrestle so bad. I'm really hungry right now, so I'll be pretty dangerous when I get back to the States.
What do you like about the way you performed those first couple matches?
My tempo was high. I was right on the guys from start to finish. Right away, I didn't give them any area to breathe, and they just kind of broke for me, both of those guys. And even in my quarterfinal match, the guy was breaking, and I let him back into the match. He was done. He was about to quit. If I got one more takedown, I know for a fact that it would have sealed the deal. And it's just something that's replaying in my head. I remember I was in a chest lock position, and I could have ran down that leg. I could have went after it a little bit harder. and I think that would have iced the match. And I kept the pace high for every single one of my matches, and then for about 5 minutes my quarterfinal match, and it cost me. And it's something that probably won't happen again. I'll be thinking about it and going forward.
You talk about that in trying to make sure it doesn't happen again. What do you think led to it? What do you think could flip that switch where you go from being offensive to trying to run the clock out?
It's something that I just keep going back to. I remember, I'm usually super offensive from start to finish, and I think I just felt comfortable with a 5-point lead. I know how good I am, and I'm thinking in my head, all right, 5 points, I can kind of coast on this, and that's where I made the mistake. Not that I got cocky with it, but I was just like, if I just stay in really good position, 5 points, nobody's going to take me down 3 times in a minute. It just won't happen against anybody in the world. And when things didn't start going my way, I started getting a little flustered, and I was already in defense mode, so I kind of panicked a little bit, and I kind of froze a little bit, and it won't happen again, I can tell you that.
You look ahead to college season, moving up to 174. How much does that help going up a weight? I mean, obviously it makes your lineup stronger with getting Mackay in there.
I'm excited. I feel really good. I have a lot in the tank, and even against Americans, my pace isn't going to change. I think I could break them too. They're obviously a little more well-conditioned, I think, from, wrestling these guys. They get a little bit tired if you keep the pace on them. And, if I keep that same pace that I did and just from start to finish, guys will break. And, I have a lot in the tank now, so I'm able to go full 7-8 minutes, whatever it takes. And, I'm just excited. I haven't put on a hokey singlet yet this year. My teammates have already wrestled in the tournament, and they're about to finish up their dual season or their dual meet on the road this weekend. So I'm just excited to get back home and help them train alongside them again, and kind of take my leadership role in this program and show them what it takes as well, along with some other guys. What does
your training look like, specifically top bottom position here recently?
I've just been, it was so I got hurt about a month ago. I sprained my ankle, so I was out for a couple weeks. I was a little worried that, I might not be back in time, but, I have great trainers back at Tech, and they got me back in time. So I was training a little bit of folk style, a little bit of freestyle, and then about a month out, we were going to narrow it down. But I came back a few weeks before, so it was just freestyle. But I just think I need to work on my top game. I think bottom is, mental. It's about 90%. I'm not going to get held down. I got to get out. There's obviously some technical positions, but if I want to get out, I got to get out. So, but obviously getting back in that muscle memory of getting to my feet and clearing hands, getting escapes, but I think once I start getting back in the swing of things, a couple workouts, and I'll be in top folk style shape. My neutral's there. I'm pretty good on top in general, and bottom I think is mostly mental, and so I don't think it's going to be a hard transition at all.